All right. For this character, let's see. Ideal bond and flaw is taken. Race, sex and multi-class, alignment, age, and gaming as usual simply says, hi, is. So I guess that will just be a random roll, as there is no other message with it indicating. So it does look like background is open. You know, if we do multi-class, that could be a possibility. We also have the personality traits, the 2 personality traits. Okay, here's our character sheet. Here is our... Well, we're going to reference this, not right away. And for any of you who want to follow along and get this playtest material yourself, there's the link in chat, and you can go here and download it. And you can play along at home. Now, for this first character, we're playing it by the book. Player's handbook only. And, you know, the standard races, and we'll make a standard playtest build. And our second character, all options. I'm not going to do the class Dysfemist. I hope this doesn't disappoint you. I'm not going to turn on the class feature variants for that. Not yet. I will feature that in a workshop. But I'm not, I guess, I want to practice more with it, if that makes sense. Alright, so yes, pardon the sniffles. Let's, pinkies up. Oh, sheeps. I have returned to my humble roots, and I am drinking Diet Dr. K. Alright. Alright. Let's... Alright, the first roll is going to be Cold Spark. Cold Spark, will you please use Math Rock Spot? And oh, you know what? Ha! You know what I forgot to do? You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to wake up Math Rock Spot. 1 second. That was my computer, not yours. Unless it was at the exact same moment, and that was weird then. One moment. Math Rock Spot is loading. Technology, am I right? Whoa! Alright. Cold Spark, we Gucci? Let's go. Cold Spark rolls a 42. We have a female character. Or rebot your boots. We have a female character, and now... Let's get the redemption. I need Hark to roll a D9. Five. We have a half-elf. Okay. We have a half-elf. Right in the middle. Female half-elf. Doop, 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 boo. Now, there is a consideration which it doesn't manifest in the player's handbook. This is simply for, you know, do we need a storytelling decision maker? A 51 to 49, kind of that 1% swing. And that would, yeah, last week was Human Week. And evil! I wish I could get like a voice amplification, you know? Do you know the church lady character from Saturday Night Live? If I could get that voice modulation on something like evil, that would be beautiful. Although, I mean, in that case, it'd be like, could it be Satan? You know, you just get that echoing kind of... Oh, gosh. That was Dana Carvey's... Oh, my gosh. It has been a while. Anyway, we're making D&D character. Of course, this kind of table talk is all a part of D&D and having fun. What is next? Oh, yeah, to determine... on an odds or evens, the consideration and why there's a Matty Morgs, I guess style would be to decide, does this character favor her human, well, presumptive human half or elven half, and that could be culturally, that could be genetically. Looks more human despite being a half-elf, looks more elvish. And so, could I have, Disfemist, can you please roll a d12, and if it's 1 through 6, she favors her human descent, and if it is 7 through 12, she favors her elven descent. Alright. So she's favoring her human side in some capacity, and it's just something for us to take into consideration as we're making the character. Now, in supplements, there is, there are mechanics if you wish to specify half drow, half high elf, etc. You can actually tweak things, sort of as half-elf sub-races. For Player's Handbook, a half-elf is a half-elf, and we're doing this extra step for roleplay consideration. And Dragon Craze, hello, cheers to you, welcome, and howdy. Next up, we need the alignment of our character, Grace of Darkness. Grace, would you kindly roll a percentile in chat with MathRockSpot? And we're going to use the balanced odds to determine our character's alignment. Uh-oh. I do not see Grace of Darkness in the chat queue. Grace, are you there? Has it not caught up? Otherwise, I will, maybe I'll have to float it if Grace comes back for the next one. All right. Then, someone else who had spent some points. Gaming as usual, are you here? Gaming as usual, are you here? My shout-out record is plummeting quickly. Dragon Craze. Hi. Congratulations, you're getting homework right after appearing in channel. Haha. Dragon Craze, will you please type !roll space 1D as in doggo 100. Pardon the sniffles, everyone. I guess Dragon Craze is gone too. 0 for 3. Or perhaps that too, Cold Spark. Daily. Daily, I'm counting on you, bud. Daily, are you here? Keep trying. Daily, roll a percentile for me, please. Save me. It's fine, Chris. Daily, go ahead and roll the... A 49. A true neutral character. Alrighty. We are neutral. We're also medium-sized. Now we are rolling a level 20 character, and this is going to be a bard, and this is College of Creation. It does, because the Mathrox bot is very good at one thing, but understanding mistypes is not one of them. Alright, next up. Are we going to have all ability score improvements, or are we going to sprinkle in a couple feats here and there? Machi, as I do not see someone who's locked that in. Machi, will you give me a percentile roll and help us determine if we're taking any feats? Rolling a 3? Nope. All 5 ASIs. We are au naturel. Next up is our background. Miss Owu, will you please be so kind as to roll an 18-sided die and determine our character's background? Rolled a 1, an Acolyte. We are an Acolyte. Now, Acolytes, there's no further additional details there. It's just a straight-up background. Yeah, last week was a lot of feats, and a lot of humans, and evil? Now let's get to, well, we're not multi-classing, so we're skipping over that. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Bards do not have any sort of like a fighting style or other things like that. That means we are going to come down to age. And then we'll get to the personality traits as well. Demon, I haven't forgotten. Hark, will you roll percentile for age? Rolled, pardon me, an 18. That is a young adult. A young adult half-elf. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Hey. Young adult. And that is going to be 13 plus 1d7. And remember, this is like a biological categorization. Your fantasy world could have, you know, legal or moral or whatever other standards that measure adulthood. This is simply taking the lifespan of the race and compartmentalizing it into different portions here. So let's have, hey, Custos. Custos, will you please type !roll space 1d7 plus 13. Hi, Quingar. All right, so she is going to be 17 years old. Oh, yeah, and Quingar, I hope that everything arrives well, and if you're willing to share pictures, I would love to see pictures of the collection. No, you're Custos, that's fine. I just added it because there's a static number anyway. All right. We need a height modifier. And I would like to call on Age of Tesla. Age of Tesla, are you here to roll 2d8 in chat? And Quingar, will you please give me 2d4 for her weight modifier? Tesla's adding 9 inches to her height, so she's 4 foot 18 inches. Then we're going to take that 9. It's a 2d4, Quingar. We're adding 18 pounds to her base weight of 110, so she is 128. 128 pounds at 5 foot 6, 17-year-old half-elf that is favoring her human side in some capacity. Hey, Shlomo, good to see you. In fact, Shlomo, you are going to be punished for daring to raise your head and make a witty comment in chat. And your punishment is I need you to roll 2d8. Exclamation point roll space 2d8 for her personality traits. 7 and 3. Alrighty. And then, Demon, will you bring us home with a 3d6 roll for ideal bond and flaw? Four, 5, 3. 4, 5, a 3. Excellent. We have the outline of our character. We have our random prompts in place. Now, step by step, let's explore who she is, how she makes decisions, and what kind of a character do we have? You know, where did she come from? Where did she go? Is she like Cotton Eye Joe? Well, one way to find out, you know what I'm going to ask. Class, did you bring your books to our session, our workshop today? You knew this was coming. Excuses are the nails to build the house of failure, my friends. We're going to go to chapter 4 and start with the background. Warriors don't read books, says Shlomo. I'm so 90s tonight, says Demon Quiller. And Acolyte, well, wouldn't you know, is the first one, as A is for Acolyte. You said that last time, Chris, and you were gone for half of class. I don't believe that you would have forgotten your locker combo again. So someone's gonna have to share with you. Chris is sneaking off to go smoke a cigarette in the boys' room. Oh no. Oh, Sheeps is stepping up. Sit down. Yeah, good thing the teacher has it on the overhead. Yep. All right, insight and religion are going to be our skill proficiencies. And we're going to get 2 languages of our choice. I'm just going to indicate placeholders. Being a half-elf, we also get common, we get elven, and we get another one. So I'm just going to fill that in while we're doing that. We are going to receive a holy symbol, a prayer book or prayer wheel, I guess I'll just put prayer device, 5 sticks of incense, vestments, vestment, common clothies, and a belt pouch containing 15 gold. Good thing teacher has an overhead with the wetter. You knew your class was rockin' when they had the transparencies, but instead of having to take the transparency off and put a new one on, did you ever have a teacher that actually had a roller that would actually roll like a scroll of sounds like a magic spell, a scroll of transparency across the light source? Yeah. Then, of course, there was also the TV carts with the big CRTs on the top and nothing else on the bottom that were so top-heavy that you just knew one of them was going to topple over and bust. Oh, my goodness. Nina! We're going to watch anime after this. Come on now. Keep it on the down low. Hey, Hark. I was one of those, never truly used my hall locker, but for some reason still remembered your combo. A book of hymns? Yeah, that it could be, yeah, it says a prayer book, heck, we could even roll for a trinket. And it's some sort of like minor, not like a holy artifact, but it could just be some sort of a device, like prayer beads or something that helps us focus, if you wanted to flavor it that way. Oh, yeah, yep. That's right. Private lewd anime viewing. Maddie Morg's After Dark with animus.
You?
Oh, Quingar, you knew it. Felt so fancy in science class, watching cell replication simultaneously with the English and Spanish tracks playing at the same time. Praying full plate metal armor. I suppose you could try talking to your dungeon master about that, Shlomo, and if it works, let us know. Oh my good gracious golly, everyone. And you know what? All of this is a part of the character creation process. Make no mistakes about it, right? It's unlocking memories. We're having fun and having a conversation. Some of this might even come up. We have, look, Chris said had a run-in with the nuns in Catholic school. We have an acolyte here who may very well have experienced similar run-ins with the teachers. She's 17. She's still going to to Acolyte High School. Angry Ugu is your phone alert. A suit of Sororita's power armor in D&D, let's go. Well, I guess if you want a suit of armor that helps you pray, that would be the way to go. Man, the days when I could just do the math in my head and write out the answer without showing work on tests. Alright, what is our background feature? It so happens to be Shelter the Faithful. This is a good one. Room and board? To have healing services provided not just to you, but your trusted party members? It's good stuff. And it's showing that you're in good standing with the people here. Oh, Chris, and of course, what do you do with your TI-81? You put Tetris on it, duh. There was a market in high school where a couple of the like the techie students would just get like Tetris and some other things for graphing calculators, and then for like $5 they'd link the two together and like move the program over to your calculator so you had it on yours. It was a great racket. All right, what is her personality? Her personality number 7. I'm going to scoot this to the side so that I can type. Personality 7. I've enjoyed fine food, drink, and high society among my temple's elite. Rough living grates on me. All right, so maybe going to a private seminary or a religiously themed primary school. You know, she could be chosen in some regard. She could be, you know, we're going to have a Bard of Creation. You know, what if she got a scholarship? I don't think officially. At least not in Ohio. Like, there's out by Cleveland, there's a Catholic high school named St. Ignatius, and they have a very popular football team. Though I think regulations say you technically can't give scholarships for football players, but what I think happens is that the private academy fees are waived in some way if you participate in a sport or something along those lines. And so what she could have been brought in on is singing, right? Or an instrument, as she is a college of we say college of creation, but she has this creative power, and as a bard, she is able to perform in many ways. Disfamous, you played Drug Wars on your calculator? Hark, you still have yours? I wonder if I have mine with all my old high school stuff. I know I still have my jacket, my varsity jacket. Wouldn't that be something? I could show up real cool on stream sometime wearing my colors. Instead of high school, a high church. You just had to buy your son a graphing calculator. And her personality trait number 3, I see omens in every event and action. The gods try to speak to us. We just need to listen. So maybe we have a little oracle going on. Or at least that's how we're presenting ourselves. One guy had Oregon on a TI-82? Ooh, God, a rich kid in class. Boy, I was scrubbed here with a TI-81, I guess. That's not math, it's spelling. I see omens in her fair wine and silver plates. Ah, yes, the yes, in my full plate armor. Can you imagine this, DM? I'm you know, the prayers are just reflecting off my full plate armor. All right, her ideal is number 4, power. I hope to one day rise to the top of my faith's religious hierarchy. She wants to be the headmistress or of the school, or she wants to go on and become whatever you want to name the higher denominations of this faith. She is, you know, she's ambitious for it. And maybe not a bad ambition. She might want to earn it, honestly, but that is her goal. I will become the top brass. Next up is her bond, which was rolled to be number 5. I will do anything to protect the temple where I served. Okay, so she is, we kind of, you know what I'm getting? We were talking about, or at least Nina was invoking some animes. You know, them there Chinese cartoons. I'm kind of getting like the student class president vibe from this character. You know, she's young, she's dedicated and talented. Apparently all the faculty leave her alone to go and run student council or whatever. And so she's brought up in this environment. She's been given food and drink and whatnot. Nina, an Incho class character. Look out, buzzkill incoming. Well, I mean, but you know, is she going around and is she on the is she on the morality detail, or is she? Oh goodness, Quingar, that's a zing. Punishment detail. She gets all the so she'll get the hall passes. Nina is thinking though that she's actually out to try and correct the student body on patrol here. All right, what is her flaw? Her flaw is number 3. My piety sometimes leads me to blindly trust those that profess faith in my God. And so if someone, you know, Nina, she's walking past the supply closet. Here's some delinquent students apparently praying because, my God, oh God, my God. And she just stops. You know, her hackles raise. She hears the cries to their deity. And those are pious students. I'm going to let them continue praying. And continues walking past the supply closet. You're just doing that, Nina, to butter me up so I don't call on you and bring you up to the front of the class to roll some dice. Also, chortle, prime word. Mwah, molto bene. So here, we've built our character. We're understanding who she is, right? With the other details that we've rolled. Bit by bit, she's coming into focus. I've enjoyed fine food, drink, and high society among my temple's elite. Rough living grates on me. I see omens in every event in action. The gods try to speak to us. We just need to listen. Power. I hope to one day rise to the top of my faith's religious hierarchy. Her bond is, I will do anything to protect the temple where I served. And my piety sometimes lead me to blindly trust those that profess faith in my God. So she does have some naivete. She's naive. I don't know why I tripped on that word. Anyway, she's naive. You know, she has a gift. She's being rewarded and is given accolades for it. She wants to perform. She wants to be, you know, she wants to be the best girl and get the head pats and say, yes, you can lead. You can become the headmistress of the school. You can teach a class, or you can go on to the main campus, or you can graduate high school with enough credits to get an associate's degree. Which, if you have high schools in your area that do that, excellent value. Excellent value. Yeah, so while she is an acolyte, she's probably a trusted one. She's probably like, you know, Acolyte Prime or whatever, like the how you have like Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts, and then at the top you have the Eagle Scouts. You know, so they're all Boy Scouts, but the Eagle Scouts are like the top. You know, the brass. They're the elders. And so she might have some, she's an acolyte, though she might be more leaning towards like under priest than acolyte. You had a quarter of your graduating class graduate with an associate's degree. Yeah, if you can combo and get that done, I mean, y'all save yourself some money, then just go 2 years at a more formal university. And then if you want to go on for masters or anything more, then but get the associates out of the way now while you can, right? Alrighty. We have our personality. Now let's go and discover who is she as a half-elf. Now, an elven part is obvious. The other half, I think it's heavily implied that it is considered to be human, though in your campaign world, I don't know, half-orc, half-elf, half-dwarf, half-elf, a dwelf. Is she a dwelf? She could be a dwelf. I just like saying dwelf. Dwelf. Your charisma score increases by 2. And 2 of our other abilities increase by 1. I don't know what that's going to be offhand. Given... do anything to protect this temple where I served. She's seeking power. Probably intelligence and strength or dex. Well, I'll float one up here in a physical stat. Next up is her speed, which is 30 feet of run, 15 climb, 15 swim, 0 fly. Dark vision is 60 feet. We are going to get Fey ancestry. And this is going to give her advantages versus being charmed, and magic cannot put her to sleep. Skill versatility, you gain proficiency in 2 skills of your choice. And then we have our languages. We're floating 2 skills. Which skills would she have here? I see omens in every action. That's probably then, if she's thinking about that, making these connections, we already have religion. Investigation is probably something here. I hope to one day rise to the top of my faith's religious hierarchy. Now, to do that would probably be persuasion or even performance as how you go through the practices, be they dogmatic or something else. Having a performance. Oh, goodness. Having a performance is crucial. And speaking of performers, Fiara the Tank Girl, could one of my mods give a shout out to Fiara, who I believe was playing Fallout Equestria? Hashtag notice me, Shotgun Senpai is tonight's rally cry on the raid. Everyone who is a subscriber, please welcome Fiara with some howdies. Howdy. Hi. Notice me, Shotgun Senpai. Alright, I need one of you all to... What is going on in Fallout Equestria? That this is the battle chant as you raid. My shotgun decided to use Dragon's Breath flame rounds in a room full of plasma torches and their fuel tanks. Then Sunrise had an argument with her shotgun during combat. Oh yeah, Adagio. Fiara did post the YouTube link for that. Von Holtz and Coyote, good to see you here. Chris, I can't right now, as we're doing a workshop. But it is, For others out there, it is on our Discord. Fiara did share it, and I would like to give Fiara a platform for it, as this has been a work of time, of dedication, and it's certainly something to savor as a contribution to the roleplay community. Drinking buddy, you can't pass out. You're the drinking buddy. Well, Chris, look, I mean, I'm here to support imagination, storytellers, other role players. You all in Fiara's community have rated us many times over. And, you know, I wish I could do it more, but our times just don't sync up to return that favor. But you know what? I like doing business with people who do business with me. And if I can, you know, if I can support in this way, you all and all the work and roleplay and the fun that you have and the creativity and imagination, I would love to do so. Sheeps could give you permission. Yeah. Yeah. Exclamation point permit. Yep, there you go. Oh, Sheeps. Oh, you got put on timeout. No, Sheeps is... Alright, here is our half-elf traits. Now we're going to build a bard. It's kind of like going to Build-A-Bear. We're going to build a bard. Thank you for sharing that, Coyote. Unless you reckon y'all want me to pronounce a coyote, I'd be willing to do it. I've been known to say coyote once or twice in my day. We are not exploring the College of Creation yet. This is just pure bard that we're building. We have a +6 proficiency bonus. We are going to know 4 cantrips. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to have a full complement of spell slots. 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Kind of like an auto dialer sound. By the way, ever since Verizon rolled out, they have some like anti-spam calling software or something. I have not. Oh, no, I'm sorry. On like the day of, I still got like 2 robocalls. Since that time, I haven't. Must be working. Rick or Rico? Or Recco? I think I just made myself even more confused with all the pronunciation. Rick can work if you like Rick. What else are we getting for 20 levels of Bard? Oh my goodness. We're going to get some Bardic Inspiration, but of course it might turn into something else. Still, I'm going to give us the old B-Insp. Just to label it. We are a D8 hit die class, and at level 20 we get 20 of them, because we're 20th level. That represents a natural pool of healing that we can use without having to, you know, drink potions or cast spells to recover our hit points. We are proficient with light armor. I'm simply going to put bard weapons for the proficiencies, because it's a bit of a curated list. 3 musical instruments of our choice. Instrument times 3. Awaz, hey, good to see you. Oh yeah, Fiara, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for all of you who came along. It's energetic, it's wonderful, and I'm very happy. Rico, okay. And I'm very happy to have earned your all's raid, and the fact that you all love coming by here and sharing the adventures that you go on, because y'all go on some wacky adventures, and it's I highly appreciate it, and I hope that you all always feel welcome here at our table. Dexterity and Charisma are going to be our proficient saves. And then we get to choose any 3 skills. Oh, nice. What else would someone like this need to have to reach her goals? Persuasion, I think, for sure. I don't think that she's a deceiver or an intimidator. So if we come back through, if she is someone who is serving the faith, she is someone, let's see, I've enjoyed fine food, drink, and society. Rough living grates on me. So survival is probably not her strong suit. I see omens in every event and action. The gods try to speak to us. We just need to listen. We already have investigation and religion checked off. There could be other intelligences if she is a smart cookie. I don't think she's necessarily a physical type. I don't think that she's really, here for tumbling, or through some sort of a sport that would require athletics or acrobatics. I don't see her as the thieving type either. Now, she does say she's going to do anything to protect the temple where she served. And that could very well mean that she is willing to, put herself on the line in some way. History, yeah. So let's see, we got 2 from background, 2 from race, and now we get 3. So we'll have a total of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 1 more skill. It could be Arcana, as magic could intersect with things. It could be, if we think that a part of her curriculum might be travel, or as a part of being brought up, or even, if something like athletics or acrobatics couldn't be a sport. What if she plays something like polo? Or what if, we had Fallout Equestria. What if she has equestrian training as she's being brought up in this private religious school? Medicine might be able to work too, so that she could administer, even without magic, she could administer relief to people. And remember too, medicine does not just have to be physical injury. If you have training in medicine, that could mean, perhaps, that you are able to give some psychological or emotional healing. It could be that maybe you're not the best with stitches, but if someone is having a breakdown, you can calm them. It is still a medicinal discipline. It's more of a mental one, though. Yeah, like a counselor or a religious counselor. And so in this case, I think medicine works, both because she probably is being taught physical healing arts, though she also, she also needs to learn how to listen to people.
Sound the feasting hall.
And yeah, that's true, Fiara. That could be a medicine int instead of a medicine wisdom. And Lord Briarwood, thank you very much for the follow. I don't know if I'm following you, Awaz. Well, hey, you know, Chris, sometimes hearing that someone that you get forgiveness for the things you've messed up in life, because look, hey, I say it during character creation, it's true every time. We are all flawed creatures, my friends, whether you have a religion or not. I think we've all made mistakes. I think we've all done something that we ought not have, or that we're embarrassed about something, or that maybe we've made a life decision that we regret. I mean, it could be something simple like, you know what? My friend asked me to get, a double quarter pounder at McDonald's on the way, and I only grabbed a single. Mea culpa. It could be something, it could be something graver, deeper. It could be something traumatic. Or it could just be something that we feel guilty about because it's a part of who we are. And to be able to have that addressed and assuaged, and even to grow out of that mindset, and to grow into a more of a position of strength. People can do that through religion. People can do it through secular counseling. People can do it just by changing lifestyle habits. Diet, exercise, vitamin intake, or I don't know, maybe there's maybe you don't sleep the best and that affects everything else in the course of your day, and you finally go get a sleep study and you get a CPAP machine, and once you get your CPAP machine, suddenly you're sleeping, you have energy, your mind is clear. All because of something that maybe you'd never considered until, well, you did. Oh, it is. I mean, sleep apnea, it's a lifesaver because sleep apnea is a killer. Whether it's slow over time because you're choking on your sleep, or because it's an acute case of you just stop breathing and you don't start back up. So either over time your body suffers because you're slowly suffocating, your body isn't repairing itself, you're not getting enough oxygen, your brain is being starved of it, and all of a sudden, you go for that appointment, you get your CPAP machine, you're getting oxygen, your injuries can heal better, and it brings a lot of other stuff back in line. If any of you have diabetes or other things as well, because your body would be apportioning that precious oxygen to the necessities, other like low-key organs like the pancreas might not be getting enough. And so your body's not making enough insulin even though it could normally. Or you slowly starve your pancreas of oxygen and you slip into like a type 2 diabetes. And then when you're finally getting all your oxygen, your body's like, whoa, I can use all the organs and not just keep the brain, at a minimum state and my heart beating. Yeah, and the wife doesn't want to kill you anymore. So hey, Nina, if you're a diesel generator, Nina, I will challenge you. You don't. If you want to go specifically to a sleep specialist, I mean, go straight there. Otherwise, go to your primary care physician, talk to her or him, and bring that up, and ask about what is available. Just speaking from experience. It's well, I'm glad you're still on this side of the turf, Daily. Nina Wang. Nina _ Wang, I'm calling you out. Nina, even if it, whether You know, whether it's something private or even if it's I mean, what, like a county board of health or something. Get her done. Get her done, Nina Wang. Get her done. I ain't fibbing, I'm a truffin'. This is roleplay. Our character, Nina, would waggle her finger at you. And as class president, you don't want her... if she's on the discipline committee, you don't want her waggling her finger. No, no more Ninas jumping on the bed. Oh, yeah, and it doesn't even have to be a CPAP. There's some nasal devices or some other things that help with that. All right. Our starting equipment, we're level 20. I mean, do we have a longsword? Maybe. Do we have a crossbow? Maybe. Is it the same at level 1 at 20? Probably not. I'm not worried about it, so instead we're going to summarize this with strength and dex. And you know what? If you like this character and download her off of our Discord later, you know, just go in and fill in the details. You know, same here. Leather armor. I guess we could put leather armor. Is it magical? Perhaps. But yeah, it'll be what it is. That's that's right. It's an implied social contract of some kind. It's non-enforceable. All right. So now we have our spell slots and our cantrips, and it is time. See, look at this. Your bard is a CPAP machine with Song of Rest. From our class, she's going to be a Jill of all trades. And any skills in which we are not proficient, we will then get half our proficiency in. Not too shabby. We are going to get Song of Rest. And this is going to be a D12 at our level. Bard College, we're saving that for last. We're going to explore the College of Creation in a little bit here. We're going to get expertise. And we're going to get expertise in 4 skills. And so if any particular skills stand out to give her double proficiency, certainly let me know. Ability score improvements, we're taking all 5. We are also a font of inspiration. And we're going to get our bardic inspiration back on a short or long rest. We can counter charm as well. So if our party members are being seduced by immoral activity, or even by, even by the devil's cabbage, or other improper acts, we can strum a power chord and bring them back from the brink of immorality and control. And we're also going to get some magical secrets. However, that's going to be reflected on our spell list. Then at 20, we're going to have Superior Inspiration. When you roll initiative and have no uses of Bardic Inspiration left, you regain 1 use. So there we go. That is 20 levels of Bard. Just plain old Bird. BRD. Though we should give her the expertise before we move on. Performance, history, persuasion, and investigation. I think religion would probably be good. If not in place of history. Probably, I think performance, right? She has to perform in her vestments these religious, religious services. I think performance would be a good one. I think religion, so she's at the top of her class there, because she is a smarty pants. From there, history. I like history. And investigation, a big part of her personality is that she does see omens in every event in action. She's always, she's theorizing. She's researching. That may not be a bad one. I think she would be too young for persuasion just yet. And so, yeah, I think investigation's gonna be good. Oh, Chris, are you gonna take off? Gotta go give the sheeps and lambs food and care. Have fun, everyone. Oh, well, goodness, Chris, living that farm life. We have a couple sheeps in our audience, so make sure you take good care of them and pass their regards onto your own sheeps and lambs. Be well, Chris. Now, for our archetype. As the playtest material is written, and once more I will share it if you don't already have this ready to go. Let's bring all this back up here. Bards believe the multiverse was given existence through word and sound, esoteric harmonies that continue to resound throughout existence. The song of creation. The bards of this college draw on this ancient power through performances of dance, music, or song to bring into being what they need most. Members of this college might have developed their powers during experiences on other worlds or planes of existence. Those who have seen the commonalities of multiple realities might have learned how to tap into truths and most mortals glimpse only for a moment. Alternatively, the bard might find themselves out of step with their own home plane, reality, or time, their connections to elsewhere allowing them to manipulate the space around them. Regardless of where a bard draws their powers from, other performers might be drawn to them, either to learn their secrets or to put an end to their dangerous manipulation of the Song of Creation. Song of Creation. At third level, we get Note of Potential. You can manipulate the Song of Creation to summon a floating musical note of possibility. Whenever you give a creature a bardic inspiration die, you can create a note of potential. The note orbits within 5 feet of the creature. The note is a tiny object that is intangible and invulnerable, and it lasts until the bardic inspiration die is lost. A creature with a note can use it in the following ways. This is Note of Destruction. Immediately after the creature rolls the bardic inspiration die to add it to an attack roll, the creature can expend the note to create a burst of sound. Each other creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC, or take thunder damage equal to the number rolled on the bardic inspiration die. Note of Protection. Immediately after the creature rolls the bardic inspiration die and adds it to a saving throw, the creature can expend the note to gain temporary hit points equal to the number rolled on the bardic inspiration die, plus your charisma modifier, provided the creature doesn't already have temporary hit points. Although, interesting note, usually if there's 2 instances of the same thing, the greater one would take over. And so this is saying that even if someone has 1 temporary hit point and you're offering them 12, the 1 would stay and the 12 wouldn't. So just, I don't know, a point of was this, you know, could it just be a verbal tweak to bring it in line with that concept of choosing the greater source? Or is there a particular reason why our note of potential is getting super jelly of 1 temporary hit point granted by, I don't know, a barbarian with inspiring leader or something? And then just we have a little diva note that, you know, starts floating over to the character, sees the one temporary hit point like clinging to the cheek like a big old grain of rice in an anime here, but then is all tsundere. No, I can't grant you 20 billion temporary hit points, for you already have 1. Oh. Note of ingenuity. Real slugs, welcome back. Good to see you. When the creature rolls the Bardic Inspiration die to add it to an ability check, the creature can expend the note to roll the Bardic Inspiration die again and choose which roll to use. And so we are getting the Note of Potential. Next up, we have an animating performance. Your mastery over the Song of Creation allows you to magically bring items to life. As an action, you can target a large or smaller non-magical item you can see within 30 feet of you and animate it. The animate item, I guess that should be animated. This says animate item, uses the dancing item stat block and is under your control for 1 hour or until it is reduced to 0 hit points. In combat, the item shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It can move and use its reaction on its own, but the only action it can take is on its turn is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take one. Sorry about that, everyone. Unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take one of the actions in its stat block, or the dash, disengage, help, hide, or search action. So this is kind of like summoning a Chatot from nothingness to serve by your side in combat. When you use your Bardic Inspiration feature, you can command which action your animated item takes as a part of the same bonus action. Once you animate an item with this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, or until you expend a spell slot of 3rd level or higher to use this feature. You can have only 1 item animated by this feature at a time. If you use this action and already have a dancing item from the feature, or from this feature, the first one immediately becomes inanimate. And here's the stat block. High strength, high dex. I guess if you have the choice of up to a large, but your plastic fork and your large stone statue share the same stat block, I don't know, off the cuff, it seems like I get what they're going for, but having a plastic fork and a large stone statue both animate is kind of and sharing, you know, the similar stats, it doesn't seem, I don't know. What would be the word? I don't want to say realistic. Although, you know, if you can give it the ability to have an endless waltz, then that means y'all out there should be animating your Gundam models. Just saying. Alright, so this is animating performance. We are also going to be getting performance of creation. Your performance can manipulate the magic of creation, briefly transforming the world around you. As an action, you can create one non-magical item of your choice in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of you. The item must appear on a surface or in a liquid that can support it. The gold piece value of the item can't be more than 20 times your bard level and must be large or smaller. Tiny glimmering and tangible notes float around it, and a creature can faintly hear music when touching it. For examples of items you can create, see the Armor, Weapons, Adventuring Gear, Tools, and Mounts and Vehicles tables in Chapter 5 Equipment. The created item disappears at the end of your next turn, unless you use your action to maintain it. Each time you use your action in this way, the item's duration is extended to the end of your next turn up to a maximum of 1 minute. If you maintain the item for the full minute, it continues to exist for a number of hours equal to your bard level. Once you create an item with this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest or until you expend a spell slot of 5th level or higher to use this feature. You can have only one item created by this feature at a time. If you use this action and already have an item from this feature, the first one immediately vanishes. So this is dipping a bit into conjuration wizards that can... I want a fork. Bloop. I want a block of wood. Bloop. And I'm not saying that's bad. It's interesting that we're getting, I guess, a conjuration bard is what we're going with this. And what this would lead me... Oh, pardon me. What this would lead me to believe, if our character, as an acolyte, if our character does have, the ability to sing or dance, can sing hymns or whatnot, this could be something like, if not a knowledge domain, a forge domain could work very well here as well. We're learning to manifest things, to create things. And so, yes, we're a bard, though our background invests us into a faith. And we could even argue that our gift as a bard is given by the god or gods. It's just that we sing in the choir. We're not like the front line, we're not the frontliners. So that is the flavor. It's a little, I don't know, to me, I get what it's going for. Some of the wording might be a little wonky. And of course, anytime we're dealing with conjuration, that has the potential to clog up whatever you're doing at the table. As soon as we're talking about, more creatures, more familiars, more whatever, not that it's bad, but just be aware that when we're taking more hit point pools, more attack rolls, more decisions overall into consideration, that could have an effect on the flow of play at your table. That had a little bit of foam going on it. All right. We know her personality. We know her ambition. We know where she wants to go in the future. She has a certain set of skills. And now, we can fill in the details. We have a character already, everyone. Make no mistake. We have a character. Now it's just time to put the engine in the chassis. We understand what we need to know about her. The numbers are just going to be, derivatives off of who she is as this core person. I really think that she is I mean, she might have some dexterity. I don't know if she's really gonna be a melee bard, right? She can summon dancing items to fight, to cast. I think we have a very casty bard. And so I don't know if Dex would even be, I don't know if Dex would even be like a secondary. I mean, if you wanted to say something like, yeah, you know, she does gymnastics or something, maybe. But that never really came up. And so, yeah, you know what? Her AC would be a little bit lower. Okay. But I think we're gonna have a very mental-based bard here. Using the standard array, I think she's absolutely charismatic. I think she is intelligent. 15, 14. I think... let's see, she's young. She's 17. Insight and medicine are things she's been taught. She might not be the best. 15, 14. All right, let's do a 13. 12. 10 con and 8 strength. Oh, all right. So she was on. Yeah, she played soccer for her team, but she was second string. If we have this, I actually like the +1s to Dex and Intelligence here. Switch con and Wisdom? Ooh. Now, I don't disagree. Though what is telling you that giving her a low wisdom... I mean, it's not dump. Although if you want to make wisdom a dump stat, I guess we could... no, I don't know. She seems kind of well-rounded. She has a balanced approach, so maybe it shouldn't be negative, per se. But I guess this could be attributed... yep. The naivety, which is what I was trying to pronounce earlier. Naivety of youth. You would switch con and Dex. So that would reflect more that... so maybe... Oh, you know what? She does. She eats very healthily. I've enjoyed fine food, drink, and high society among my temple's elite. Rough living grates on me. And so maybe she has taken care of her body. Her body's a temple after all, right? So if that goes there, and then this becomes a 10... If that's the case, then instead of Dex there, I think we could put the half-elf +1 here instead. Now from here, if you want to argue that her wisdom should probably be just a normal 10, and dexterity at 12... You know, because maybe she does do some stretches in the morning. You know, some calisthenics. She's not particularly physically vigorous. But, you know, maybe she does some baseline stuff. I could see, perhaps. But if she also is trying to serve and has a little bit of a gift, though she is young, she would be a little bit wiser than her peers of the same age. So I'm seeing then a 14 con and a 15 int. That is going to... Oh, and a 17 charisma. Now, we have 10 points among our 5 ability score improvements that we can put into this character. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I fully believe 3 of those are going to go into charisma. And not just because she's a bard, the way she presents herself, the way she manifests her talents, the way that she wants to be a leader in her faith. So there's 3. We could probably drop 1 more into intelligence. If we do that, this is going to give her 6 more points that we can put into her scores. And so I would ask you all, we have 6 points. What would we like to do with those 6? Do we want to bring wisdom up? Do we want to cap out intelligence? She's young, but she's super smart and super charismatic? Because that would only take 4 of the 6, and in that case, we have 2 left over. Is she just super healthy? Like, maybe she doesn't have a good armor class, but, you know, in Pokemon terms, she has a low defense, but she has a high hit point pool. What if she's just, you know, she can take a beating in training or on the playground, and so we could bring her Constitution up to a 20. She could get an extra 100 hit points. An extra 100 hit points, if we did that. Or, I mean, dexterity, the saving throws we have proficiency in, so, I mean, it's not bad. Rolling a d20 at a +6, you know, is that the best in endgame? But you know what? We all have flaws. We all can't cover everything. Chris, you would put 2 intelligence, wisdom, and then a little bit in dex? Just to spread it around some? So in the party, she'd be a very keen person. Keen, have some mental resolve as well. And then, why dexterity then? If I'm going to call you to carpet for anything, Chris, why put the 2 in dexterity? Is that because, you know, it's kind of morning calisthenics, she's above average? Or do you just want to make her just be, you know, super healthy? She's just super healthy. I mean, it doesn't have to be that, you know, it's not that she can't be muscular. She's not a bodybuilder by any means. You know, but she has a good weight on her frame. You like con? Pardon. All right. Not hearing any other arguments then? Constitution. Bow. Goes to 20. This means, though, concentration spells, she'll be more likely to hold on to her concentration spells, too. And if you want, we could, I mean, just drop con to 18. But, you know, any sort of final finagling, you can download her character sheet off of Discord at the end of the week when we're done and, you know, play around with it. For the sake of continuing on, we've talked about the possibilities, and we can change them. You know, it's just some electrons on more electrons, really. This is going to give her a -1 strength, a 0 dex, a 5 con, a 3 int, a 1 wisdom, and a 5 charisma. So our strength saving throw and our athletics are going to be low. Dexterity save is a 6. And the others here are 0s. Con saving throw is a nice fat 5. Oh, I'm sorry. She is a Jill of all trades. In skills which we are not proficient, or really just checks that we're not proficient, we get half of our proficiency bonus. So that athletics is actually going to be a +2. Now, the saving throw is not a check, so that's still a -1. However, acrobatics, sleight of hand, and stealth are going to be 3s. Intelligence saving throw is a 3. Arcana is going to be a 6. Nature is going to be a 6. Now, history, investigation, and religion. We get double proficiency plus our ability mod. So we have 15 history, 15 investigation, 15 religion. We're very smart, but we're not too wise. 1 on the saving throw. 4 animal handling, 4 perception, 4 survival. Insight is going to be a 7, and medicine is a 7. Charisma save is 11. Persuasion is an 11. Performance is a 12 plus 5 is 17. Deception is going to be 8. And intimidation is 8. So she is very well-rounded. I guess, I mean, just physically, mentally, she's very well-rounded. She's is a very good bard in the terms of casting. She's going to be good at presenting herself in this, in a religious facility. Though, would it be, out in a broader world? I don't know if she's ready for that just yet. But growing up in the cloistered environment she did, absolutely she is groomed and ready for it. Passive perception then is going to be a 14, as that's 10 plus your perception modifier. And that just reflects, a natural awareness you have of the things that are going on around you. Armor class, I mean, if we're wearing leather, it's 11. And that's non-magical leather. It's 11 plus your dex mod. Honestly, though, if we just take the leather off, because I don't know what she'd be wearing. Oh, hey, you will never know. Yeah, see you around. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Armor class, I'm going to put a question mark. She's level 20. I don't know what you'd want to equip her, or what spells she might be floating. Initiative is a 3. Can one of you tell me why? Why is initiative a 3 when we have a +0 dex modifier? What's going on with that? Now for hit points, we get our full 8 at level 1. Then our remaining 19 levels, we get half +1, unless your DM says otherwise. Then for all 20 of our levels, we get bonus hit points equal to our Constitution modifier. This is going to be that nice 100 hit points at the end there. This is going to be 95. So she has 203 hit points by level 20 as a bard. She can, in a stressful, like a combat environment, she can take some hits and still keep her spells up and stay up herself without needing to invest resources back into her. As she's controlling animated objects, and, the power of her faith is compelling these things to fly around and attack on her behalf. And, Shadowner, I think that was how it was pronounced. Or otherwise just, I guess, Shadow. Do you have the answer to that question? How does she have a +3 initiative if she is sitting at a 0 dexterity modifier? Alright, if she attacks with a strength weapon, she's swinging at a +5, or throwing. With a dex, it's at a +6. Nice and easy. Hey, Shadow, you got it. Initiative is an ability check. It is a check. It's not a save, and it's not its own roll. She is not proficient in that check. Thereby, Jill of all trades is going to apply. There you go. You get a gold star for the day, Shadow. Now, if we're attacking with our spells, that's a little bit different. +11, and you need a 19 to save against that. You simply add 8 to discover the difficulty class. Add 8 to your attack modifier. And our attack modifier is simply the relevant stat plus our proficiency bonus. Because I hope we're proficient with spells as a bard. Something I forgot real quick. Our bardic inspiration, she's going to get a number of those equal to her charisma modifier. And by the time she's at level 15, they're a D12. So I'll just note that up here. Cool. We are almost finished. We come down here, we prepare spells as a bard. We cast off of Charisma. 19 to save. That was a plus 11 to hit. And then we can float our Bardic Inspiration D12s. We have 5 of them here. Cantrips, we know 4. Now, I'm not going to be selecting the particular spells, though it would be interesting to build this list for her, given her life and her lifestyle. 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Also, Jill of all trades applies to grapples as well, since they are strength checks or dexterity checks to escape. Yes, magical secrets is going to get included. And as you, what you'll be able to see when we hit level 10, you see how spells known, I'll zoom in a little bit here. You see how spells known go from 12 to 14? That's because we get magical secrets on that level. Most likely, Chris, in the grand scheme of things, you know, it's anything you want. But given her background, given her growing up, she was most likely taught cleric spells, which would be why she can dip into that particular pool. So we come over here, spells known at level 1. She knows 4 spells. At level 2, she knows a 5th spell, but it can't be higher than 1st level because she can't cast higher than 1st level. At 3rd, she can, if she wants, she can cast a 2nd level spell. And you, what I'm going to do here, I'm simply going to put the spells as she could progress with them. And as a fixed list spellcaster, remember you can always retrain one spell when you level up, and also you don't have to always take the maximum level spell. If you love 10 level 1 spells and you're happy just upcasting them, take your first 10 spells as level 1 spells. Take nothing else but upcast through the spell slots. You can do that too. But for sake of what we have going on, it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, now we're at this point where we get our 2 magical secrets. I mean, again, those you could spread those out anywhere. You could have a level 2 and a level 4 by this point. Making a note, so we have magical secrets at 10, and we get 2 of them. And from here, we go odd levels. So level 11, as you can see, we learn 1 more spell, and that could be a 6th level spell if we want. And then we don't get another new spell until 13, but that could be a 7th level spell. So if we come up here, this is 11, 13, 15, and 17. Whoops. And we're going to be receiving magical secrets at 14 and 18 as well. MS 14, MS 14, MS 18, and MS 18. And you could, I mean, copy and paste it, put them wherever you want them to go.
1 year of being Nerd Brothers. I can't think of a better anniversary.
Oh, Misfit. Yeah, one. Oh, welcome, and Misfit. Check out, you got the super spicy salsa next to your name. enjoy that. Thank you so much for being a part of the community for, well, over a year overall, but for subscribing for 12 months. So there's our spells, and you know, as you would distribute them in some way, and remember your magical secrets can dip outside of the bards. Like, these are bard spells. These could be bard spells, but they could also be cleric spells or even druid spells. Yeah, Misfits a spicy meatball, huh? For the companion, if you want to put the info for the here we go, the dancing item, you can just reference this back. Overall, you know, we built this on a player handbook only, race and background. Well, in class, the only thing different would be subclass. I love the character. Absolutely, this is a character that would be viable to play. We understand her. We can fit her into a world easily. Mechanically, you gotta watch out for the bottlenecking of, or the slowdown at the table, because this is a conjuration-focused bard. We are creating more things that we have to manage. The temporary hit points not stacking or not replacing a lesser amount felt a little weird. Overall, I can't necessarily say that this is overpowered or underpowered. I think it's certainly a different approach, and perhaps even because we're exploring this from the Acolyte perspective, the fact we do have more of a religious, right? The fluff that was kind of built in was that we believe in this song of creation, that there's this harmonious cosmic note that we can use to manipulate the world. You know, we have to protect it and foster it. Oh yeah, Paladin Ranger. Yep, you're absolutely correct, Shadow. And I think this is a case where it writes itself, where randomly generating some numbers actually made a really cool and thematic character that suits everything that you see here, including some laughs along the ways, and some, you know, some medical encouragement for a healthy lifestyle. Now she is no longer a set of stats, and so if you have a name for her that you'd like to give her, let me know in chat. While you do that, I'm gonna get up and take about a 10-minute break. I'm gonna see how much snow's fallen outside since I started this. I'm gonna get a snack and a drink, stretch, and when we come back, we're gonna make a second character after I finish showing off some more of Custos Lupus's capsule pulls, because he has some cool stuff coming his way. So we'll show off a little bit of that and then make our second character with almost all the options turned on. So, well, yeah, if you want to start locking in stuff for the second character, go ahead.